everybody, it's Diana with StampingWithDi.com, and I'm here with this week's Mimeograph Monday. And I thought I would get the mini catalog out. So this is a January to June 2021 mini catalog. And I'm gonna do this amazing card right here. I love it because of course there's coloring on it, but it uses this amazing DSP. So it's all black and white. You can see I've cut out a little flower there, and it's patterned on one side, and then you have the coloring. It's kind of like a coloring book packet of DSP. It's amazing. So keep your eye peeled. I'm going to be doing a class with it as well. So I thought I would have fun and do this card today. So I have my recipe, I have my blends, my DSP, my vellum, my cardstock, my embellishments. I think we are set to do our card. Are you ready? Let's go. This is the amazing card that we're going to be making today. So let's get started. Now I did do a couple things different, and that's just me. The card didn't show like a card base, so I did do a card base, and that's just the Whisper White or Basic White thick. And so then I'm going to cut this, I cut this down just a little bit, so that's a little bit thing that's different. And then we have our vellum, so that's going to go on there. And now ahead of time I did die cut out, because we will be using, these are what I end up using, the stitched rectangle die. Now it talked about Forever and Always stamp set, so that must have been on the inside because I do not see it on the actual card. It also called for Always in My Heart, and I don't have that set. So I am using Peaceful Moments. So our catalog is jam-packed full of ideas, and this just shows that you can make almost the identical card. You can just switch it out a little bit. So this card would be perfect as a wedding card or anything like that. So let's turn to the DSP. Now the DSP is the True Love Designer Series paper, and it is amazing. So I showed you a little bit right at the beginning. And what I do is I take my DSP and I cut out all the edge pieces. So that might seem weird, right? You might go, well, why do I want this? It's only partly on the card. But what I do is I trim this out. So I'm going to keep these two together. So hopefully you can see. I have zoomed in a little bit. So I'm just cutting out these two. So I cut all my edges first, because those are the ones that have pieces missing or are just little snippets. And then I go and I cut out all the pieces on the inside. So let me put that aside. All right. So now I have oodles and oodles of pieces. So here's an edge piece. Here's a nice solid piece, another edge piece, etc., etc. So you have all of these pieces, all of this gorgeous stuff to sit and color. Now let me get the pieces that I'm going to be using on our card. And it's these right here. And they kept it pretty simple. There's no blending of the colors, and part of that I believe is because this is not our Whisper White paper or our Basic White. Sorry about that. It's going to take me a long time to get used to saying Basic White. This is just DSP, so it has a different thickness. It takes the blends a little bit differently, so it's a little harder to blend the colors out. So we are just going to, we're not going to do any blending really, not on the flowers. So I'm just going to color the flowers, and this is the light and dark Rococo Rose. So I'm just kind of, so But what's nice is you are going to almost get the look that you did blend out because of the way the DSP is made. Let me scoot. I don't want to scoot too far in because then I sometimes forget to scoot out and I'm missing half this stuff on the camera. All right, so this is just the light and we are just coloring our flowers in. So I'm kind of tracing around and then just coloring it in. So now when I do the leaves, I will do a little bit of blending, and that's with the old olive. So let me finish the flowers really quick. And it doesn't take long to color them at all. I did use a dark Rococo Rose in the center, so there will be a little bit of a darker look to it. Now I don't want to scare you into thinking you cannot blend these out. You totally can, but for the video, if you're going to blend out with the DSP, you kind of want to do one section at a time. And I just wanted the video to be not super long, and I'm trying to stick to the card as close as possible, even though I changed the greeting a little bit. And then of course the card layer. But all right, I have to keep looking up, make sure I'm in the thing. When I do my lives, I have my laptop going so I can look just ahead of me and I can see the laptop if I'm in and out. When I do my pre-taped videos, I have the camera up above my head. So I need to look up and make sure that we're still in the view. Plus, it's not live. No one can say, hey, I can't see what you're doing. So anyways, I still am having so much fun bringing you many more videos. 2020 was a busy year for that for me. And I'm so enjoying our little chats every week on my lives. So make sure you let me know if there's anything you want to see in regards to a Mimeograph Monday or any of my lives, right? Because it definitely helps me figure out my channel and my blog if somebody says I would like to see page whatever card. All right, so we're almost done with the flower. So super quick, and you could keep blending more if you wanted. Now the leaves are the old olive, but I am going to be using just a little bit of the dark, just because it's just a tad in the center. So if it doesn't blend out as great as you're used to with the blends, it's not going to be as noticeable than it would be with the flower. With the flower, you would definitely see that it didn't blend out. So that's why I didn't do the flower. But the leaf, it's not as noticeable because it's a leaf. All right, so this again is the light old olive. And I will have all the dimensions and the colors and supplies, etc. on the bottom of the video, so you can grab what you need and reference back to it. All right, so this again is the dark old olive just on the inside there. And then the light. Very quick, very easy. And I also want to grab a leaf. Let's see, where did I do my little thingy here? I don't want to grab that one. So I want to grab a leaf that is from one that's kind of messed up. Here we go. I knew I had one. All right, so here it is here. So this one, this leaf, or this flower is cut. So I'm going to steal the leaf from here. So I want to steal this one. I'm not really stealing it. I'm just going to use it because this flower is just an edge flower. And we need an extra leaf. So we're just going to go, thank you very much for that leaf. All right. Then we are going to quickly cut out our flowers and our leaves. And I'm just leaving a bit of a white border around there. And what's nice about cutting out the DSP is it cuts out amazing. All right, so I'm just going to leave that there because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to cut out of that. How much I'll need from the leaf. All right, so we are just going around. So the DSP cuts so easy because it's got a nice thin heft to it. So I'm just squeezing my scissors and I'm moving the DSP to cut the flowers. So nice white border around them. Let me, whoop, wrong way, zoom out just a tad. All right. I know last week when I rewatched, I was like, oh, I was getting almost out of the frame. So I want to zoom in enough that you can see, but then I don't want to be cutting off stuff. So you can't see what I'm doing because I have to get it so close so my eyeballs can see it. All right. So here we go. We're just going to keep cutting these out. And I almost cut them out ahead of time and I thought, you know what? Let's do it in real time so we can see how long it takes to do the card. Now I did ahead of time. I stamped the greeting and I embossed it. So there will be a, I did do that ahead of time. Then you don't have to listen to the heat gun. And I just stamped with the Craft White ink pad. Even though the recipe called for the Versamark pad, you could totally use the Versamark pad. But I used the Craft White and then the white embossing powder just because I can see where I am a little better with the white craft pad than I can the Versamark. So, and on certain colors of cardstock, like if I were to use black cardstock, I might not even emboss it because the craft white dries with this nice, what would the word be? Opacity, I think the word might be. So you can read it, but on certain colors you definitely do. And then the Rococo Rose, you couldn't see the white craft enough. Okay, so let's get our card going. I'll move this stuff out of the way. So this is the basic white, thick. And again, I didn't bring my bone folder over, just like last week. And I thought I kept one on my bench. All right. Then we want our DSP, and I'm looking at the card so that I am making it the same. All right, so we have our DSP, and that's going to go on here. Now I made it a thin layer. Let me zoom out. I did a little thick layer because they didn't even have the cardstock there. So I wanted it to be as thin as possible, but it's got some heft to it, right? So now the card will stand up. Then we're going to put our vellum. Now remember, vellum, you have to be careful how you glue vellum because you can see the adhesive through it. So a lot of times I'm going to use vellum. I will actually get the stuff going on the vellum before I put it on the card. So we know we want this on the card. So I can glue my greeting on my vellum. And I'm looking at the card. And it was about like this. Okay, so now that's glued on there. So now I know on the vellum, I can put adhesive all back here because that is going to be hidden. So now I can put my adhesive here. And then I can put this on the card. Like that. And then we can start putting our flowers. All right, so we have our pretty little flowers. Let me get the main one over here so I can look at it. All right, so we have these flowers are here. Beautiful. And then this flower is here. And then there's a leaf here. So that's the one that I stole from that one flower. So we are just going to go snip. And that's going to get stuck up underneath here. So let me get my glue dot. And we're going to stick this. Wait, I want to make sure I've got it in the right spot. All right. So I'm going to stick that leaf. So we won't even see that there's a flower there. Because this is going to, let me trim just a little bit off that side. So this basically is going to be where the glue dot will stick to. So it's going to go there and there. Okay. And I'm going to use dimensionals. So we have our handy dandy trusty dimensionals to stick that on there. Let me see my timer. I remember to set my timer today. All right. So we're just going to put dimensionals around. We want dimensionals on this flower as well. And I just grabbed the baby ones. You can use whatever size you want. But they were just the ones I grabbed. Okay. And isn't that like almost blinding, that zigzaggy paper back there? But it's kind of cool to see all the colors coming through it from the blends. All right, peel all the backs off the dimensionals. And just flick them. I took a picture the other day in the laundry room. Because as we leave the studio, we go right into the laundry room, if you've never been to my house. And then we go into the house. And I swear that the laundry room is not only the place to do laundry, but that's where all the dimensional backings go to die. So I think what it is it's Toby. I think he's picking them up, because they do get on the floor, they get all around, and they're probably on my clothes too. And then they just fall all over. All right. And then this one, so let's see, like this. I want to make sure I can see the greeting. There we go. All right. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, I love it. And then one thing that was not mentioned on the supplies were the matte black dots. But they are, they are twinkled all around that. Or sprinkled, twinkled, whatever, all around that card. So I'm going to do the same thing. All right, so we have our black matte dots. And I'm just picking them up with my scissors. I just give them a little push. It just kind of loosens the adhesive. Give it a push. Pick it up with the scissors. You could use your pick-me-up tool as well. But I have my scissors here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm putting them identically to where they were on the card. But they are. They are just sprinkled all around. And it's so cool. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do I say? Uneven numbers are more pleasing to the eye. I'm going to put one here. Than even. So uneven is more pleasing to the eye. So isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh. I love it. So I think that's pretty close. I think I picked, if you look close, you can see this flower. So there's got to be another one on that pack. There has to be another one on the pack that the leaves go the other direction. So if you are anal like I am, and I didn't catch that, because see, these leaves are like this, but this flower has got a different angle to it. So it is what it is. But anyways, all right, so hopefully you'll let me know. Oh, I wanted to show you what I cut this edge piece for. So these edge pieces are amazing for the inside of the card, because look at, now you would color it, But look at, if you cut it out, then you have this gorgeous piece on the inside. So I won't color that because the video's getting too long. But look how cool. Now I would trim it around. But see, then you'll have that beautiful flower on the inside. So don't waste your edges. There's even one that goes around the corner. I can't find it right now. But there's one that goes around the corner. And so do your edges first. And have fun coloring them. And I hope you will let me know what you'd like to see for Mimeograph Monday next time. And have a great week. I'll see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays at 3 o'clock Arizona time in my Facebook group. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.